Gang, welcome back to another episode of the Unnamed Prep series. Hope you're very well. Today, we're going to be speaking about the 5 things you need to ask yourself before starting a bodybuilding prep. I hope you're sitting comfortably. Not like me, I hurt right now. My glutes are nearly in, which means that I don't have that much fat to kind of sit down on. So I'm pretty much sitting down on my coccyx right now, and it fucking hurts. So we're just gonna get straight into it. So number 1, are you financially ready for this? Like, I think this is one thing that I think that most people don't really get about bodybuilding preps. Is like they're expensive, right? Between the posing or board shorts, especially if you're a female, you've got makeup, hair, all that good stuff that comes with it, the actual bikini itself. Like, you've got a lot of financial situations to think about. Coach as well, tan, stage shots, posing lessons. It's like the list could go on. So are you in a financially decent position to actually prep? Now, you can do this by yourself, and you can do this as budget friendly as possible, but in my opinion, to present like the best package possible, you're probably gonna have to hire a coach. You're gonna have to get like their tan, as in like the federation's tan, right? All these little things that you don't really think about, they cost, right? So yeah, that's a big one that no one really thinks about. Is like, you have to be financially in a pretty good spot. Number 2, do you have a decent enough support network? Now, when I say this, a lot of people think like friends, family, stuff like that. However, that support network could quite simply be like people on Instagram, which is kind of a reason why I started, or why I post so much on social media. It's like, you've just got that like support network at all times. It's really fucking cool. And to be honest, like, a lot of the people on social media are actually, say, more forthcoming with support than my like best mates, because realistically my best mates just don't really get it, right? Don't really get why people prep. But the person on social media is there through your dark days, your good days, whatever. They're there supporting you. So like, have you got a decent enough support network, whether that's friends, family, gym owners, gym like people in the gym, right? Your coach, have you got a decent support network? Because in my opinion, you need to lean on them. Especially when times get tough, like times will get tough in prep, you're just gonna have to lean on that support network. So that's another one. Number 3, like, is your why big enough to take you through dark days in an off season? Because that does happen. Because if you don't have like a solid, like, why am I doing this? Prep is gonna fucking eat you alive. So yeah, you need a why that takes you through like the demotivation phases throughout an off season. Because essentially in a prep, yeah, they're gonna be exacerbated and then some. So your why has to be so fucking clear in your mind. Like, I think I would have given up about 3, 4, 5 times in prep if my why just wasn't so massive. Number 4, and this one's gonna be a little bit of a brutal one, but like, are you big enough? The worst thing you can do is step on stage and just look like a little small child next to people who are like 50, 60 pounds bigger than you. And that does happen, especially at natural shows. So realistically, yeah, have that conversation with yourself or your coach or your training partner, whatever. Like, do you think I'm big enough to compete? And 9 times out of 10, they'll probably give you an honest answer if they're a decent human being. So yeah, that question there could save you a lot of embarrassment on stage. And just as a side note of that, if you're like 16, 17, maybe even 18, and you're thinking of competing, please just wait. That's my opinion. I just don't think realistically there's that many 16, 17, 18-year-olds who are that big. And if they are big, I think that they can be bigger if they spent more time in off seasons. Then maybe 19, 20, 21, north of that, you're probably in a good position to compete because you spend all that time in the off season. And I really wish that someone told me that when I was 16, 17, 18, because essentially I would spend less time dieting and more time actually gaining muscle, when your body is quite literally primed to gain muscle. Like, they're your golden years. So yeah, don't waste it on prep. And then number 5, an obvious one, is your food relationship like in a good spot? And that makes the most sense, because essentially you are going to get food focus within a prep. So if you start a prep already with a poor relationship with food, you're going to end it in an even worse one. So yeah, there's the 5 things that I would ask myself before starting a bodybuilding prep. And if you okay all of that, then Go ahead, son. But yeah, I'll leave you guys there. That was this week's vlog. Officially 1 week out, so we're actually, by the time this goes out, planning peak week, which I'll give you an update on Monday, but yeah, fucking excited for that. Anyway, hope you're well. That was this week's vlog. Speak soon.